Oh, it's time to grab your glasses, family. It's time for us to get started. I'm so excited. Sitting up here, Kid Magic Rock. Shots out. Here we go. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath.
Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Ha, 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 ha. Hey, yo, this is Brother Hot Tim coming at you. Not live and direct. It's pre-recorded, as you know, but family, it is so good to be standing with you right now in the congregation of the mighty, home of the star minority, the place of your calling. This is Gye-nyame Journey Media. I am your host, Brother Hot Tim, and of course, you know this is the Heart of Summer production all day, every day. We strive to blow up your old paradigms, because those paradigms gotta go. Family, listen. I am going to be moving fast. I am going to not even really take a breath. I just took a breath, sorry. But I need to go on and get through this quickly because I have somewhere to be. And I waited a little bit too late to start this program. But first, I want to start off by saying Gye-nyame to you. Gye-nyame to you. Yes. I did not get to sleep. I did get to sleep last night. What happened was I went to the Cure coffee shop, right? And sat over there, and I did tomorrow. I did a future episode. Also got some articles out of the way, thinking about some things. And y'all know I've been walking around checking out the prices of properties, right? Because for a second I was thinking maybe it's time for me and my family to buy a house. But I started looking at the prices and I said, hell no. No. Because now, for those that don't know, Brother Hot Tim used to own some properties. I owned a few properties. I mortgaged, let's say. I was in mortgage for a few properties. And to make a long story short, I had to get up out that business, right? You know, I let the bank come back and take them back. And let me tell you why. Because once I really started looking at the math rather than looking at the greed, right? I started looking at the math and the areas in which I was buying properties. The mortgage was high and the property value was high, and I looked at the area that it was in, and I was convinced that I was in a sucker game. So I decided, because the point is, if properties would continue growing in value in the way that we were projecting, there would be no way that the people in the communities in which I owned the property would be able to afford them. Do you understand? And eventually I would be priced out because the value of the tax, according to the estimates for growth that we was getting, because I was like, who the fuck gonna rent this? Because it was already high for what I was paying. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I'm just making, if I'm making anything, I'm damn near breaking even on this damn thing. So, and I understand that the people that's moving in there is, you know what I'm saying, not wealthy. They're not wealthy. They're looking for rental property. So now, fast forward into today, possibly looking at these spots. Now I'm saying, who is supporting this, right? Why is these prices so high? And I know some people like, Brother Hot Tim, they're not high. When I am on Mount Vernon Avenue and I see a property for $600,000, there's a crash coming. Family, I keep asking y'all this. I might have asked yesterday, but if everything in the world that's going on is going on, and the market is doing what they would call gangbusters, and the markets is doing gangbusters, and it's going up, and we're supposed to be in a recession, and everybody's claiming that we're not in a recession, and even though the threat of recession is happening, but everything that the market, the free hand of the market is doing is going up. Something is disconnected from reality. And we have to ask the question, is this the way it really supposed to be? Right? And I'm looking at the prices of the properties. I'm looking at the price of the cryptocurrency. I'm looking at the prices of stocks. And I'm like, this don't fit. This don't fit. Something's not right. Right? And then on top of that, I'm living in supposedly the freest country in the world, and my medical costs are going through the roof. My food cost is going through the roof, and I can see my gas prices are edging up. My utility prices are going up. But yet, the market is telling us we're doing fantastic. I'm sitting up here like, what? Wait a minute, Bennett. Right? So so going back to my story, right? I decided, one of my partners was like, yo, Oj, you can tell how long somebody knew me by what name they call me, because everybody know how Tim, but fewer and fewer people know the first two names, right? So when you hear somebody say Oj or OJ, right? They know me for at least 35 years. Oj, man, don't let your properties go, man. Why you letting them beat you? I said, no, dog. I said, listen, it makes no sense. The property value that we are getting estimates for, and that at what we bought them at, does not match the reality that I am seeing. I get 6 houses, right? But all of them are at a high price. So I'm going to have to price out the community that I'm renting to, which makes absolutely no sense, which means that somebody has already extracted the value, and now I am a penny pinching, unresponsive landlord. Because I can't respond because I'm not making enough money to even respond to any of the crises that a house is going to bring. I don't think y'all heard me. So I said, brother, they saw us coming. And because we was looking for wealth, they were able to take advantage. Because we thought we was going to get in on this American dream, because I was still thinking I'm a capitalist. Not realizing that I was a capital. Not really understanding what a capitalist was. Right? But hey, I don't want to dampen your spirits out there. And I'm going to say once again, Great Nia. I hope I said Great Nia to everybody. We want to celebrate. We want to lift up all of the Nia babies. We want to lift you up high. So I'm going to go through those real quick, and then I'm going to get to the haiku of the day, and we're going to get straight into the lesson so I can get done. Not that I'm trying to rush away from you. But, I got to get up. And also, I need to make sure that I post up the proverb of the day. It might have went up a little bit early because I was working, because last night I started recognizing certain things about my project, right? So first off, if I go too early, because I could write these 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe a week in advance, but that means that I would have to give the proverb to my family early. Those that are in the Telegram group get the proverbs early. So I'm trying to tell y'all, family, go into the description, join the Telegram group so that you can join the conversation. And please remember to like, share, subscribe, and of course, comment. right? Because the only way we grow is if we grow. Get into the group so that you can join the deeper discussion, right? So here are the haikus that I came up with today. The world is my home, so I should travel it more, enjoying my life. Number 2, born into chaos, I had no choice but to learn to use it for life. Last one, what you call chaos is the tool I use for life, redefining it. All right, so those are the proverbs, the haikus for the day. We want to say farewell to the beautiful Kuumba algorithm, which says chaos is just raw material for my next masterpiece. That was the theme for me that I was working with, right? And themes is something that you're going to start recognizing a little bit more coming out of the writing, coming out the shows, because now some insight came to me while I was sitting at the Cure last night, even though I had it before, but I want to, I need to do some experiments to make sure that it works. But anyway, the actual haiku for the day. Bring it in. All right, anime, bring me in. All right, anime, thank you. Nothing like the cry of a phoenix, the heat on my ass to get me moving forward. All right. Fear is but a ghost. Faith is the silent ground. Now walk without the weight. That brother be haiku-ing. I'm trying to tell you, listen. We are standing at the crossroads of April 26, 2026. This day is the day of Amani, faith, and we are closing out the week of Kujichagulia, which is self-determination for the uninitiated, right? Look at the rhythm of the universe. We spent the week defining who we are and speaking our truth into existence, and now we must have the absolute unwavering faith to stand on that foundation. Our ancestors left us a proverb that cuts through the noise of modern dependency. Water that is begged for does not quench the thirst. Water that is begged for does not quench the thirst. Think about that. How many of us walking around with a parched soul, holding out a tin cup to systems, people, and institutions that never intended for us to be hydrated? When you beg for water, you aren't just asking for a drink. You are handing over your sovereignty. You are letting someone else decide if you deserve to live another hour. You are letting them dictate the temperature of your survival. You might get a sip, but that sip is laced with the anxiety of wondering when or if the next one is coming. That is not living. That is a slow motion haunting. Somebody type out share if you felt that. Come on now. How many of you out there begging for water? Come on, water is a metaphor. This brings us to our ancestral algorithm for the day. Fear is a ghost. Faith is a reality. Dang that, boy, for the last couple of days, man, these algorithms have been banging. Give it up for the algorithm. Give it up for the algorithm of the day. Fear is a ghost. Faith is a reality. In our experience as black people in this wilderness, fear has been used as a fence. It's a phantom that whispers about what we might lose if we stop begging for the water. It tells us that the well we dig ourselves will be dry, but fear has no mass. It has no heartbeat. It is a projection of past trauma onto a future that hasn't happened yet. Faith, on the other hand, is the most real thing you possess. Faith is the internal substance that allows a seed to crack open in the dark, cold earth, because it knows the sun is coming. Somebody type out share if you felt that. To walk in Amani, the red of today, we have to look at what we've been carrying. Many of us are trying to build our lives on the player's pyramid or following the warrior's handbooks for life's journey by myself. But we are still dragging the heavy bags of others people's expectation. Self-mastery isn't about adding new burdens. It's about subtractive processes to reveal the imani underneath. You must scrape off the dependency buildup. We got a lot of buildup, man. So here we go. Shed the illusion of permission. You do not need a seat at the table if you own the land the table sits on. Stop waiting for an outside yes to validate your internal I am. I know I better get Ashe on that one, family. Drop the weight of what if. The ghost of fear thrives on what if they don't like it, or what if I fail. Drop it. It's extra weight that is slowing down your shovel work. You got to dig, family. You need that shovel. Get busy on your shovel work. Lastly, cut the noise of comparison. You cannot hear the sound of the water beneath your own feet if you are too busy listening to the splash of someone else's fountain. True sovereignty is exhausting. Digging your own well, building your own institution, defining your own morality, trusting your own intuition will make your muscles ache. But when you finally hit the vein of water and you pull up that first bucket, that drink will be the coldest, sweetest, and most refreshing thing you ever tasted. Now, woo! I want to stop. Now, let me hold on. Woo! Man! Family, I'm going to read that one over because I want you to get the impact. But those of you that followed me when I do my 21-day fast and when I was doing the 3-day water fast, right? And I finally would get water. It is the sweetest, coldest, and most beautiful thing to have that first drink of water. It is marvelous. So I really feel this one. And if you feel it, type in Ashe. But I'm gonna read it over so I make sure you get the whole thing. All right? But when you finally hit that vein of water and you pull up the first bucket, that drink will be the coldest, sweetest, and most refreshing thing you ever tasted. Why? Because no one can take it from you. You control the source. You move from the ghost of fear into reality of faith. As we move into the focus phase of 2026, let go of the cup. Pick up the shovel. Trust the ground beneath you. All right, Anime, I see you on point. All right, family, you know, down in the description, you got the Nguzo Saba narrative map. I don't know what you're waiting for. Some of you need to get on that map. Find your map. Get your map. I'll send it to you. I will do it myself. Become a supporting member of the Daily Spark. That's down there as well. Get your principal shirt. Wrap your principal now. Come on now. And join our Daily Spark Telegram group. Right? It's all down in the description. And also, I think I'm going to put in there where you could get me as far as my books. My author page, right? So come and check it out. But now it's time for the part. We already covered it, but just for old times. Proverb of the day. For this reading, we journey to the Great Lake region of East Africa, drawing from the deep agrarian wisdom of the Soga and Ganda people of Uganda in a lush environment where access to resources dictate survival. They offer us a flawless, unshakable law of independence. I'm not going to be tearing up these languages anymore. I'm just going to read the translation. Water that is begged for does not quench the thirst. Now, you heard me talk about it. Now, tell me, what does it mean to you? You know what that means. You are now listening to Gye-nyame Journey Radio. This is a Heart of a Symbol production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms.